Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with John Zumwalt this morning. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Steve. I don't think folks have a true idea of the pressure that I'm under here to try my very best to fill in the Colonel's shoes as the comical sidekick. It's a tremendous amount of pressure, so please have some patience.
Don't forget, you'll survive. Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's up and running right now, complete with its own chat room. You can get to it by going to our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located on your mobile device. You can get to it with YouTube app. Just put Mornings with the LeaderMan in the search, and any streaming app except iHeartRadio will get us. Just put WEEB in that search. All right. Weather-wise for us today here in the Sandhills area, this is going to be the coldest day of the week, I do believe, although we might make it up to 51 degrees for a high. Then tonight, clear skies, 25 for your low. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 56. Tuesday night, clear and 32. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 62. Thursday, cloudy with isolated showers, just an itty-bitty chance of that. Look for a high of 73. Wow. Friday, 62. Saturday, 56. And Sunday, 57. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are calm. Pressure is 30-23. Dew point 26. Humidity 90%. It is clear and 29 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All righty, it is 7:31, 31 past the hour on this Monday morning. The Colonel out this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, taking care of some personal things he needs to take care of. And John graciously agreed to sit in for him. Well, did you watch the football game?
No, I didn't watch it. I just didn't. Between the players kneeling and just the fact that I've got so much going on. I don't think anybody knelt
yesterday. So.
Well, I heard Eminem did.
Oh, well, throw him off the stage.
Yeah, I don't want to be negative about it. I just didn't watch it, and those that do, fine, enjoy it. I'm just, you know what? I'll tell you how long ago it's been since I really was a true, huge, complete, all-the-way football fan. The Houston Oilers played, and they were always in contention with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I loved them. And I used to watch football. One day I realized, I looked at the guy next to me, a friend of mine at one of our parties, and he was like, "Go, we're getting them, we're kicking," and I'm thinking, did you say we're? And then I got to thinking, what am I doing? Crap? Yeah, I couldn't even walk on the field. I couldn't even carry their shoes. And I'm getting excited because some guy that I like in Houston that's probably from Detroit originally, but I still, how can you not like football some? They're amazing athletes. The things they do, as big as they are, the way they move, the way they reach out and just so gracefully catch those passes and the blocking and everything about it. It's just amazing. I just don't particularly watch it. It's nothing against anyone who does.
Well, I also we say congrats to the Rams for their victory. At least the game was close. Nobody ran away with it.
Yeah, sounds like everyone got their money's worth. Although, do you know what the average price of a Super Bowl ticket is? I just looked it up.
About $7,000.
Well, I'm sure they're way more than that in some places, depending on where you sit. But the average place, depends on location, starts at about $3,272.50. And you'll be very happy to know. I think this will make everyone happy, hearing who got to attend this year, because the guy's really had a tough time. He's been suffering burnout. I think he's had just what I would describe as a hell life since he's been born. Prince Harry got to attend, and I just think that's wonderful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he bring the Duchess?
I hope that wasn't a English or British.
My, man, where have you been?
That sounds like more Dustin Howell, or what's his name, the third, whatever, the guy from Gilligan's Island.
Right.
But actually, he did not bring his wife. He bought someone else, his wife, Eugenie or someone.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I don't even know why I'm trying to think of it. I wouldn't know who she was, but he attended with her. And I'm sure he didn't have a clue what was going on because he was too busy with burnout and doing all his meditation. Now, him, I do not have much use or respect for. I don't like men who are already weak to begin with and have so much, and then they just whine all the time. You see these guys, Steve? You see these guys?
Well, he's got a wife that helps him whine about nothing.
She does a good job. You see men and women. I think about going to my church yesterday and seeing women and seeing men who just look like it just pains them to walk across the floor, and yet they're there every week, week in, week out, and you never hear a gripe out of their mouth.
Yeah.
You just got to love people like that.
Yeah. Well, they haven't given up on life. That's the thing.
They haven't. It's just. I just really admire and appreciate them. And then you have the young man like this, Prince Harry. Oh, I wish he could just go to be lay in the streets of India for about a week and realize how good he's got it, so he could come back and understand and never forget how blessed. And I'm going to put myself and you and most of the listeners in that category. We're all so blessed. So, Prince Harry, I'm so glad you got to go. That was something.
I'm not sure we could comprehend so much his world where from the moment of birth, everything is there for the asking.
It's just, you know what? I can remember in my life when I was younger, standing in a store, trying to figure out if I could afford like a tackle box, a fishing tackle box. And I'd put it up, and I'd go put it back, and I'd bring it back. And he's never experienced anything like that. He's never known a day like that in his life. So you got to really kind of, there are people who have lots and lots of money. They're wonderful people. They realize how good they have it. They don't whine. This guy is amazing. He's broken all the molds on spoiled, rotten little brats.
Yeah. I wonder if he's ever carried the trash out.
Well, he probably carrying the trash out has a different definition for him than it would for me. Like for me, it would mean you get the garbage out of the bin and you take it out and you put it in the trash can. For him, it would probably mean letting go of the butler who looked at you crossways or something. I don't know. A butler. Listen.
That's like Sylvester Stallone. In his house, the staff is not allowed to look at him in the eye.
Well, if I was at his house, I wouldn't, if whatever he wants, it's his house, and plus he's a pretty big guy. But I don't know. I hate it when people forget. Sylvester Stallone came up the hard way. He had a tough time.
Yeah.
And I hope that's just a rumor someone started, because I hate to think that he's gotten that pathetic that he would be that way.
Well, came from a good source, but I don't know for a fact.
They should have had that rule on Arnold Schwarzenegger's house about the staff is not allowed to look at him. Maybe things would have turned out differently for him. But, he's just, I shouldn't even have said that. But anyway, I guess that's enough about Prince Harry, little brat.
All right, going back to the ball game just for a moment. It was also on NBC with Chris Collingsworth and Al Michaels, who, to me, are the two most boring announcers there are, especially at that level. Well, listen to the final go-ahead touchdown, see how exciting this one is.
This is the 15th play of the drive. Second and goal. Pass. Caught. Touchdown.
Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. They got it done for the go-ahead touchdown.
That's pretty good. You know what? I always think about how I think I could do all the shows up to the game. Now tell me if this doesn't sound right. Every year, it's like, what do you have to do to win this game? Well, we're going to have to get ahead and keep the lead, or else we're going to have to, if we get behind, we're going to have to come back from a deficit. And really? Well, maybe I should have gone into football. It's always the same thing.
Yeah, and everybody's trying to sound more knowledgeable than the other, because they'll sit there and say, Well, XYZ pulled his Achilles a little bit last week. That might slow him down just slightly, but he's the type that can come back from that. And then you got TFG over here. He's gained 3 pounds. They makes him bigger on the line. They try to out-knowledge you. And I think with that factor, they'll pull it ahead this year.
Yeah, and the one that probably got me the most of all was the one where Tom Brady, I think, what they call it, Airgate or something, where he had an ounce or two less poundage of air in his football than he was supposed to have, and he beat him by, I don't know what it was, 20 points.
Yeah, it was 2 pounds.
2 pounds?
A bear less air.
You need to look that up.
Pounds per square inch.
2 pounds? I think it was more like ounces, but...
Okay, 2 ounces, whatever.
No, whatever it was. Everybody out there knows, apparently, except me, but the point is, you can let's just inflate that football at that pressure for me and put me out there. You think there's going to be a win? Do you think that I'm going to say, oh my gosh, all of a sudden, I can throw this ball the way he does? Here's my point, I guess. The man is good, and he is going to be good, and he's always going to be good. And I'm sure it's an advantage to have less air in the ball somehow. I get it. But when you win, if he would have won by 1 point and squeaked by, I'm like, okay, you've probably got a point here. But come on, when he slaps you down, and then you want to blame it on the little air, and they still want to this day, they want to talk about that as a big scandal. And it's just, those are the kind of things that get me. I just like athletics for athletics' sake. And when you start getting all the things we've got now, the kneeling down, the drugs, the beating up women and getting away with it, the I am a woman, in fact, the I am a man, in fact, the guy who's swimming, the heartbreak of girls who train all their lives, and they finally get to college, and they got this little wimpy guy who all of a sudden says he's a girl, he wants to compete as a girl, and he just starts kicking and breaking records. It's just... the biggest thing I don't understand is how he can stand up on that stand with his arm up in the air going, look at me, look what I did. And then put one boy in the pool from high school, all of a sudden he's back in the line again. It's just, have we lost our mind, Steve? Has the country, no, here's the answer. No, we haven't. But the people who are making the rules have, because everyone listening to me understands whether you're pro this or pro or anti him doing the changeover. You're still in favor of him competing, those girls having a fair chance to compete against themselves. I don't understand why we don't just tell these people, you're all fired, we're taking over. This is ridiculous. You guys don't have enough sense to run a swim meet, so we're certainly not going to keep you in charge of anything else. Wow, what happened to me this morning? I was in a good mood when I came in here, still am.
Well, the commercials on yesterday's Super Bowl, at least the ones I saw most of them except the halftime junk, which I had no interest in. I didn't see a single one that was worth a hoot. They all looked like they were created and designed by an 18-year-old. It just limited imagination. The imagination used was just stupid. And you go, what was the purpose of all this? I don't get it. It seemed to me that you want to put forth your product when you're spending $7-8 million on a commercial and promote it well so that people have no doubt what the commercial was for. And they didn't ever tell you how valuable that product would be to your life. It was just an image commercial is what they call it. And what crummy images they put out there.
You know what? Again, I have to plead stupid. I didn't watch any of the commercials either, but I just Googled it. They went for $7 million for 30 seconds. Look, if anyone wants to advertise on here, you get a full minute for $7 million. A full minute.
We'll throw in a 90-second.
Okay. And he'll get the best writer in America to write for you for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Super Bowl commercials, you remember when we would go to a game, a Super Bowl party, and everyone would be talking during the game, and then, and then when the commercials came on, everyone would shut up. They wanted to watch the commercials.
Yeah.
And those were really, really good commercials. I didn't see any of them, It's just for $7 million for 30 seconds, I would think they would be like a TV show or something, outstandingly wonderful.
Well, I didn't see the Budweiser commercial. I heard about it, but they didn't release it till the game. And theirs are always classic. I knew that at least what the prior to the game last week, I saw all the Budweiser commercials from 2001 up to last year, and they were all outstanding. The one that drew the most emotion, I think, was the one done in 2001. They only played once, and they only played during the Super Bowl, and it was the Clydesdale carriage coming down the street, and they get there to that that viewpoint across the Hudson, looking at where the Twin Towers were, and then all the 8 Clydesdale took a knee.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, I'm just looking through a list here with pictures of the best Super Bowl commercials from yesterday. And part of the problem with me is I don't know who any of these people are, so of course I wouldn't care for them. If these were all people I liked, let's talk about, just people I even knew who they were. I rarely go to a movie. I watch them on Netflix.
Who came in first?
Oh, I've already clicked out, but let me
click back.
Okay. You have to yell at me, Steve. I'm just trying to do the best I can here. Okay. They've got I'll just name some of them, okay? Right. Squarespace was Sally Seashells was in
you don't have to worry about the name, just
okay.
Company.
A commercial entirely dedicated to the old tongue twisters. Well, I don't know who this commercial's for. It doesn't say.
Okay.
But Sam's Club Super Bowl commercial.
I didn't see that one.
Rakuten, is that Rakuten? I don't know what that is.
I don't either. Probably some internet place.
PepsiCo Road to the Super Bowl shows a couple of guys eating Lay's potato chips and drinking a Pepsi.
Sounds exciting.
You put me on the spot here. Nissan, they've got
Nissan premiered one of their cars of the future, an electric car, and it was a horrible commercial if you ask me.
Yeah, well, like I said, I didn't see it. They've got one here, EV6 robot dog for Kia.
Yeah, Kia was the same type thing.
And I don't know. They've got Chevy new generation Sopranos. I guess what's that? Oh, it's a all electric Chevy Silverado.
Yeah.
So, if you want to get a all electric Chevy Silverado, what you should do is go down to Ford place and buy a truck. That would be my commercial.
If you really want a truck, go get. Ford is dedicated. They say I think it was 2036. All their cars would be electric.
Ford has.
Yeah. Including their truck line, but they're not electric. They're petroleum-based energy converted to electricity.
Well, the only thing that I would remind folks of, and who knows, maybe electricity will work out. I can't see it, but maybe it will. But I would remind folks to just think about when you plug that car in, where is that electricity coming from? And it's coming from the exact same place all other electricity comes from.
Yep.
Some kind of carbon base or nuclear or something. There's just all of a sudden there's not a windmill that springs up. So it's more of the same.
Yeah. That's what I thought I just said, but
well, you probably
said it better.
No, you said it much better. I have a little trouble understanding and comprehending sometimes.
But overall they were just way subpar. I know they spent a ton of money. They've had a lot of stars in many of the commercials, but it was stupid. They put them in stupid scripts and thought it was just, oh, that's wonderful. Too many people at the top with yes people around them telling them how great that is, and it's a pile of crap.
I think if you want to really have a really good commercial, you get one of your electric trucks and you get a chain and you hook it up back bumper to back bumper with a Ford, and put 4-wheel drive in both of them, see how they do. And then do a few other things, some road tests, speed tests, acceleration tests. And
well,
then
the trucks were only getting like 200 miles per charge.
200 miles, and then you have to recharge it?
That's what I thought I heard them say.
Oh, that's not enough for me. It might be enough for some people. It's just not enough for me, not with my life.
Well, they got a new battery. It's aluminum-based battery, which isn't in mass production yet. But supposedly they're a lot smaller, lighter, and hold a whole lot more charge than these lithium batteries.
The battery thing is probably, we've had more gains in the last 20 years than any other thing I can think of. I remember even when I was in the Army Special Forces, and we had to carry all our own stuff, all of us did, a team. And everybody that's listening, there are a lot of you guys are either Special Forces or retired. You remember the old batteries, we called them bricks. They were gigantic, and they weighed a lot, and they didn't last very long. And look where we've come to now. We've got
Would you haul that for the radio?
Say that? Oh, that just for one radio, and then we had to have a backup to that radio. Plus, we had to have a HF radio. Plus, we had to have a satellite radio. So batteries was a gigantic weight. That's why these rucksacks weighed so much. So I'm sure they're still very heavy, but at least you have some. If all else fails, pull out.
What
the
does
phone.
a full size battery weigh now? About 50 pounds, 60?
A full size what?
Battery.
Battery?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. They were about the size of a brick and probably about the weight of a brick back then.
Oh,
for
okay.
a battery. A little bigger than a brick, but it weighed about that much.
I'm talking about car size.
Oh, car battery. Ooh, I don't know. I always have someone. Well, you don't really change a battery that often. But last time I had it done, I had the guy at the auto place do it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, so
they just love to see those customers come in.
Yeah,
Especially if it's raining out there.
Yeah, but it's yeah, they do. I mean, no complaints. I'm perfectly happy to let them do it because they know what they're doing.
And it used to be that when it came to windshield wipers, they were easy to replace. You just click the button, they slid off, and put a new one on. Not now. It's like a maze on that wiper. I mean, that windshield stick, or whatever you call it, to get it to go in. You got to first put it on upside down, flip it over, push in. And you go, who thought of this crap?
Steve, the last time I put my windshield wipers on, and I'm going to say it was 20 years ago, I thought to myself, what I often think to myself in a case like this, I thought, what kind of an idiot could not put on his own windshield wipers? I'm just going to buy 2 windshield wipers, and I'm going to put them on. Never mind the fact they'll put them on free. I'm a man. I don't need that. So I put them on, and they worked perfectly until I was on the highway and I got into a huge rainstorm. I turned them on.
And they flipped off.
The third, they flew across the highway.
Yeah.
And there I was. So I just had to pull off under an overpass and wait for it to quit raining. So, yeah.
2 days later, you got on your way.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, it's Valentine's Day also. Here are the best of the late night boys from over the weekend referring to Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day. Look at that. Oh, yes. Gets my heart every year. I read the most touching story this year about how 2 Gen Zs are celebrating together. Well, not together, because they're afraid to go out with the virus. But they send beautiful cards. Well, not cards. One texted a heart emoji, and the other one texted back, same. So it's a beautiful story. But here's something I don't understand. 43%, I read this in a survey, of singles now say that we should expand Valentine's Day to include the concept of self-love. Does everything have to come around to be the opposite of what it is? Nothing more romantic than a candlelight dinner over the sink.
Yeah, you're racist. You don't allow self-love, Bill.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would like to invite everyone to the party tonight. We're having a huge Valentine's Day party. Everyone's welcome.
Wow.
It's going to be at the Moore County Schools
Board
office. We're there to go to the meeting. It's going to start at 5:45. You can speak if you want to. You have to sign up to speak at 5:45, And we hope you'll get there about 5:30, 5:45. The meeting actually starts at 6:30. And if you don't want to speak, that's fine. But we would like to have as many people there as we can possibly get. Everyone should come out. We know we have a lot of problems. It cannot be solved unless you voice your opinion. And your opinion can be voiced just by having your presence there. I know that a lot of people hear these things and they think, well, that's good, and I really hope they have good luck. But we need you there. We need you there. It's easy, and I did it for years and years and years, to say I'm tired, I've been at work. But please come by. Please come by at 5722 Highway 15. That's the Moore County Central Office.
Basically across the street from Cooper's Ford, just a little bit up.
That's right. Across the street from the wonderful Cooper Ford. And if you ask anyone about in Moore County, just hey, where's the central office? Just about anyone can tell you. So I hope to see you there tonight. It's such an important thing. And
if you can't absolutely make it there, you can watch it online.
You can watch it online, but if you watch it online, that'll be one less seat or one less person. And by the way, bring warm clothes, bring clothes appropriate for the weather, because there's a good chance that the school board's not going to let you in if they continue with their past history. So please come, dress warm. We'll have a good time.
Even if you're signed up to speak?
Well, they'll let you in when it's your turn, when they determine there's room in there. And,
yeah, it's going down to 25, so that tells you how it won't be 25 at that time, but the temperature is going to be definitely going down all night.
Look, be prepared to, even if you have to go sit in your car for a while and warm up, and then come back out, wear lots of warm clothes, dress in layers, and blah, like you don't know that already, and just come out and have a good time. There'll be a lot of people there you know, and a lot of people that you should meet if you don't know them.
And bring your apple cider.
Bring your non-alcoholic apple cider. No alcohol allowed. Do not bring a pocket knife. Do not bring any kind of a gun on the school. Oh, and remember this. Whenever these mothers and fathers, parents who love their kids and are trying to make schools better, whenever they do anything, they always stress, and I'm with them, 100% violence-free, argument-free, no pushing, no shoving, no anything. And we always pick up our trash. We always try to leave it better than we found it. We're always polite to the police, and hope that they'll extend the same courtesy to us, and we'll see what happens. But I really hope you'll come out. This is a plea. I've never really put this much into it before, so I'm really hoping we'll get a crowd out there. Please, come see us.
All right. Well, it is being Valentine's Day. If you haven't got your better half the right Valentine's Day gift, well, it's not too late to get one that is customized just for them.
Imagine the excitement of giving a gift known to all the world. This Valentine's Day, name a COVID variant after someone you love.
Here, I got you something.
Oh my gosh, my own COVID variant?
Yeah, and it's called Michelle Tacron.
That's so cute.
And it's clingy, just like you.
Oh, well, I hope we get it together.
This year, give the Valentine gift that will find its way to her heart and maybe her lungs. The International COVID Registry invites you to share your Valentine with the world by naming a COVID variant after someone you love. Tell the universe that yours is a love there is no cure for.
All right. Well, we've heard all the headlines, but what about the not headline news?
I've got to comment on that commercial.
Okay.
Your own COVID. Another way of saying that would be this. Men, would you like to sleep on the couch for the rest of your life? Buy her, anyway. All right. What were you going to say?
Her own variant. All right. Well, we've heard the headlines. Well, what about the not headline news?
This is not headline news. The Los Angeles Rams won Super Bowl 56. But there is good news for Cincinnati. There's no school today. It was close to 80 degrees at kickoff time. No one was sweating more than the network censors during the halftime show. Employees of Dr. Phil say it's a toxic workplace. I can't wait for that two-part episode.
What are you, a moron?
Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott named their newborn son Wolf Webster. I'll use it in a sentence. Wolf Webster will someday need intense therapy. And today is Valentine's Day, or as Taylor Swift fans call it, Monday. This is not headline news.
Okay.
I got nothing.
All right, coming up on 8 o'clock anyway. Currently here in the Sand Hills area, we're looking at 28 degrees under sunny skies. Your full news, sports, and weather's next, and then we'll be back.
High temperatures will head into the lower 40s and the mid-50s for today. We just have to get past some of that early fog and frost that's out there. As we head into tonight, it's going to be another mostly clear one. This time not as cold as it was last night. We'll fall into the mid-20s with high temperatures tomorrow on the milder side in the low to upper 50s. We are tracking the system that's going to roll through on Thursday. Highs will be very warm, but it could bring some gusty winds and rain. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Members of the so-called Freedom Convoy continue to peacefully occupy Parliament Hill in the Canadian capital, Ottawa. The truckers and their allies oppose Canadian government vaccine mandates and other restrictions. Meanwhile, about 400 miles to the southwest, the Ambassador Bridge between Detroit and Windsor, Ontario, is fully open again. Police moved in last night, clearing protesters and making some arrests. Now, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz is trying his hand at diffusing the Ukraine crisis. He's shuttling between Kiev and Moscow. The BBC's Paul Adams in Ukraine's capital.
I think there is a sense now that people are more aware, perhaps more concerned, more alarmed. You know, the reports about embassies reducing their staff or shutting down, about some airlines cancelling flights. All of this has, percolated for sure. But Ukrainians aren't leaving. Ukrainians are showing a determination to stick this out, and they're saying, as they've told us all along, we've been living with this for 8 years.
The U.S. warns a Russian invasion could happen at any time. Florida Congresswoman Maria Salazar suggests there's just no excuse for the tidal wave of drugs and people flowing into the U.S. across the southern border. If anybody has the means to stop it, she says America does.
We have the best technology on earth. The private sector produces the best technology on earth. So why don't we just buy it? We put it. More agents, better tools, better barriers, more levees, infrared cameras, more walkie-talkies, whatever you need to stop the child sex traffickers, to stop the coyotes, the drug trafficking.
The Republican lawmaker talking with the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt. Rioting late last night in downtown Los Angeles followed the Rams' Super Bowl victory. On Wall Street, Dow futures down 31 points. S&P futures off 5. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. Order the 3-week quick start now. Discount it to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. Call 800-500-8384. ReliefFactor.com.
Angie's List is now Angie, your home for everything home. With Angie, you could cross your next project off your to-do list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, and we'll handle the rest. Sending a top pro to get it done. Or browse reviews, compare quotes from pros, and connect instantly. All for free. For everything from routine maintenance to a dream remodel. Because however you want your project done, we'll get it done. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
North Korea, the subject of a high-level meeting between Secretary of State Blinken and his counterparts in East Asia.
Blinken met with Japanese Foreign Minister Yoshimasa Hayashi and South Korean Foreign Minister Chung Eui-yong to discuss the threat posed by the nuclear-armed North, after Pyongyang began the year with a series of missile tests. All 3 leaders condemned the recent missile launches and, in a joint statement, urged North Korea to engage in dialogue. Blinken assured North Korea that the U.S. means it no harm.
We have no hostile intent toward the DPRK. We remain open to dialogue without preconditions if Pyongyang chooses that path.
North Korea has a long history of using provocations such as missile or nuclear tests to seek international concessions. The latest tests come as the North's already crumbling economy is hit hard by pandemic border closures. I'm Karen Chamas.
News and analysis at townhall.com. New year, new approach to Super Bowl ads.
When it came to commercials for the big game, advertisers decided to leave the drama to the players, and they delivered as the Los Angeles Rams came from behind to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. As for the ads, gone were the serious, somber, in these trying times ads that dominated last year's game. Hardly any mention of the pandemic, but there were big stars, humor, and a heavy dose of nostalgia. Companies paid up to $7 million for 30 seconds of airtime last night in hopes of getting a chuckle and maybe some money out of some of the 100 million people estimated to have watched. I'm Oscar Wells Gabriel.
The U.S. government suspending imports of Mexican avocados until further notice. This after a U.S. plant safety inspector in Mexico was threatened. Once again on Wall Street, the Dow futures down 20 points. NASDAQ futures off 25. More on these stories at townhall.com.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
When you need a plumber.
Go, 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 go. Hey, we gon' sip the Bacardi like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give a fuck, it's not your birthday. You'll find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Look, mommy, I got the hits. Get in and taking drugs. I'm in there, I got the hits. Getting right now, they wanna show me love. When watch how I move, you mistake before I play up here. I live in New York, and niggas take the drugs. I'm in there having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug. Get in the
Working hard to be your hometown dealer.
This is more than just innovation. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile at Keys Appliance Center in downtown Aberdeen. This is no spills autofill for hands-free fill-ups from your fridge. This is no preheat air fry right in your oven for food that's crispy without the oil. This is an in-oven cook cam so you can check on your food from your phone. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile. Upgrade today with your local appliance experts at Keys Appliance Center, located at 104 East Main Street, downtown Aberdeen. Call us at 910-944-8887 or shop online at keysappliance.com.
This is the perfect time of the year to bust out all your Echo tools and equipment from Beaver Equipment. Thanks to all the storms, my new Echo chainsaw from Beaver Equipment has been getting a good workout. Beaver Equipment is the place to go for rough and rugged Echo equipment for real men. They offer 5-year warranties and are locally owned and operated. So men, get out there and enjoy your Echo Power equipment from Beaver Equipment, Highway 211 in Aberdeen.
Match made in heaven. The two get together every morning at 6 o'clock, go over a ton of stuff.
Prices, locally owned. Hi, this is Catherine Phelps. Joe and I are the new owners of your local Sears hometown store. We're creating relationships and helping our customers make an informed buying decision is our business. The month of February, all home appliances are up to 30% off and extra discounts with your Sears card or 12 months no interest. And remember, we lease to own every day. Shop your locally owned Sears hometown store in the Town and Country Shopping Center, Aberdeen.
My name is Bob Bonneville. I own Griswold Home Care of Pinehurst and live right here in the Sandhills. Griswold Home Care is dedicated to helping you live independently in the comfort of your own home. Our network of home care professionals enables us to refer to you the perfect caregiver. For personal care, homemaking, live-in, or companionship services, call Bob Bonneville at 910-420-2360. That's 910-420-2360. Or go online to griswoldhomecare.com/Pinehurst. We've been keeping the heart at home since 1982.
This is more than just innovation. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile at Keys Appliance Center in downtown Aberdeen. This is no spills autofill for hands-free fill-ups from your fridge. This is no preheat air fry right in your oven for food that's crispy without the oil. This is an in-oven cook cam so you can check on your food from your phone. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile. Upgrade today with your local appliance experts at Keys Appliance Center, located at 104 East Main Street, downtown Aberdeen. Call us at 910-944-8887 or shop online at keysappliance.com.
NCN News. I'm Mike Riley. The Coast Guard is searching for an aircraft and its passengers off the coast in Carteret County. Officials say the aircraft crashed into water approximately 4 miles east of the Drum Inlet at about 2 p.m. WCTI anchor Kate Hussey tells us.
Carteret County authorities say 7 people were on board at the time. 4 of those we know were teenagers at East Carteret High School, while 3 were adults, including the pilot.
Russia continues to deny it plans to invade Ukraine despite having more than 100,000 troops on its border. Victoria Zakharenkov, an international relations analyst in Ukraine, says,
I have a few friends who decided to fly to their relatives to the European Union.
School districts are continuing to grapple with whether students should be required to wear masks, and similar debate is taking place in a number of communities. Infectious disease expert Dr. David Wall at UNC tells NCN News it's not a major inconvenience to wear masks a while longer.
We also know that where there's masking, there's less transmission. There's fewer cases. And while we don't see that specifically in school districts just yet, we've seen that in other areas geographically.
Some state lawmakers say by the start of the next NFL season, they believe North Carolina will have a law in place legalizing online sports betting. Lincoln County Republican Representative Jason Sain tells CBS 17 he has been trying to negotiate a bill that he thinks would ultimately pass in the General Assembly.
I think we will see sports betting pass this year.
Many people who live and work in downtown...
Hey y'all, it's Miranda Lambert wishing you a happy Valentine's Day.
Hey, this is Kane Brown wishing you a happy Valentine's Day.
Hi, this is Marin Morris wishing you a happy Valentine's Day.
There's children here, and unfortunately parents are using their children. So I don't know. It's a really tough situation for the police.
You're listening to NCN News.
You may get infected by COVID-19, but you won't get as sick if you're up to date with your vaccines. COVID-19 vaccines and boosters protect against severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Make sure your family is up to date on their vaccines and boosted. They're tested, safe, and recommended for everyone 5 and older. And they're free, even if you don't have insurance. Don't wait to vaccinate or get boosted. Find vaccines and boosters near you at myspot.nc.gov.
The world around us is changing rapidly, and the stakes are high to ensure that our state's rural leaders have access to and are equipped with the tools and resources to work towards resiliency for the future. Save the date to join the NC Rural Center for our annual Rural Summit on March 21st and 22nd as we celebrate our 35th anniversary and reconnect with a common goal of building a stronger tomorrow. Learn more about the Rural Summit and how to register at ncruralcenter.org.
Looking for a special Valentine's treat?
My funny Valentine.
If you're looking for a yummy Valentine treat, Papa John's has heart-shaped pizzas for $12 today. Dunkin' and Krispy Kreme both offer heart-shaped filled donuts glazed in pink and white. In France, they're serving rare heart-shaped Princess of the Sea oysters at Michelin-starred restaurants. Back home at Hooters, you get free boneless wings if you shred a picture of your ex or post one online. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Today, 5 school districts will be deciding whether it's time to do away with masks in the classroom. School districts set to vote on the mask policy today include Chatham, Edgecombe, Northampton, Moore, and Franklin counties. A New York-based development company titled Real Estate Partners plans tearing down Raleigh's iconic downtown Holiday Inn and redeveloping the 1.3-acre site into a 20-story mixed-use luxury tower. Wayne Hudson tells ABC 11 he's staying at the hotel this weekend as he's done for years whenever he visits Raleigh from Virginia.
Very distraught. This is center to everything. All the bars, everywhere we want to go, it's in walking distance.
And NFL teams' data has been intercepted by hackers.
The San Francisco 49ers say they suffered a ransomware attack over the weekend by a cyber gang known as Blackbite. They claim they stole some of the football team's financial data and posted the document on a dark website in a folder marked 2020 invoices. No word on ransom demands or how much data was stolen, but the hack comes days after the FBI and Secret Service issued an alert on Blackbite, saying it's compromised multiple U.S. and foreign businesses since November. The 49ers is one of the most valuable franchises in the NFL.
Mike Rayleigh, NTN News.
High temperatures will head into the lower 40s and the mid 50s for today. We just have to get past some of that early fog and frost that's out there. As we head into tonight, it's going to be another mostly clear one. This time not as cold as it was last night. We'll fall into the mid 20s with high temperatures tomorrow on the milder side in the low to upper 50s. We are tracking the system that's going to roll through on Thursday. Highs will be very warm, but it could bring some gusty winds and rain. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, sunny, 29 degrees, humidity 88%, dew point 26, solar radiation 26 watts per square meter, pressure is 30-26, and winds are calm. It's 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Monday morning. The North Carolina House will propose legislation to let parents opt out of masks in schools. North Carolina House Speaker Tim Moore said Friday that Republicans plan to propose new legislation that would eliminate mask requirements in schools. A state law from 2021 already puts power in the hands of local school districts whether or not to require masks, and school boards must vote on the policy every month. But the majority of schools followed the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services NC Strong Schools Toolkit. Say that 10 times. Which recommends requiring masks indoors for students and adults. The DHHS is a cabinet agency of Governor Roy Cooper administration and threatened legal action to a non-compliant school district last year. But now several school districts do not require masks, 36 out of 115. The school kit was amended on Thursday to drop contact tracing and change exposure protocol. 3 people from Robbins are facing multiple drug charges after a search of their home. Last Thursday, deputies executed a search warrant in the 100 block of Whisper Lane in Robbins. Tracy Hurley, Dylan Brown, and Sandra Berry were arrested when deputies found heroin, methamphetamine, marijuana, tramadol, and drug paraphernalia. Hurley, 43, was charged with possession of all of that and was put under a $22,000 bond. Dylan Brown, 22, placed under a $10,000 bond. And Sandra Berry, 40, was given a $2,500 bond. That's your latest Sand Hills news from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And, of course, you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It's 8:17 straight up, time for sports. Right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB.
The Morning Sports Report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years' experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach.
Pass. Got it. Touchdown.
Al Michaels with the call on NBC as game MVP Cooper Kupp hauled in his second touchdown reception of the night to vault the Los Angeles Rams into the Super Bowl lead with 1:25 remaining. The Rams beating the Cincinnati Bengals last night 23-20 on their home field of SoFi Stadium. The Rams defense held the Bengals on their final drive to lock in their first championship title since 1999. Aaron Darnold had 2 of the Rams' Super Bowl record-tying 7 sacks and made 2 key plays on the Bengals' final drive drive to preserve the win.
You know, all that hard work you put into this game, that's what it's for. And finally, mission complete, so it feels great.
Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow says he felt good about their chances on the final drive.
When we hit that first play, I thought we were going to go down and at least get a field goal to tie the game and send it into overtime. You know, you got to give credit to them. They played their tails off for those 4 plays and stopped us on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. So, you know, credit to them.
Rams veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford threw for 283 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just a couple NBA games on Super Bowl Sunday. The Boston Celtics, who were in disarray 2.5 weeks ago, now riding an 8-game win streak after Jason Tatum furnished 38 points and 10 boards in a 105-95 win over the Atlanta Hawks. In the only other game yesterday, Anthony Edwards had 37 points and leading the Timberwolves to a 129-120 victory over the Pacers. Talk to me, Goose. On the ice, the Avalanche have run their team record point streak to 19 games with a 4-0 win over the Dallas Stars. The Penguins picked up their 3rd straight victory by downing the Devils 4-2. The Senators had dropped 10 straight before beating the Capitals 4-1 in Washington. And former Carolina Hurricane Jeff Skinner notched his first career 4-goal game as the Sabres down the Canadiens 5-3. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Schools all over North Carolina have improved their STEM education offerings and are saving energy from the NC Green Power Solar Plus Schools Grant. And your school can too. The 2022 grant period is open now. Recipient schools receive an educational solar installation, a weather station, a STEM curriculum, and teacher training. Any North Carolina K-12 school can apply for a Solar Plus Schools Grant. Learn more at ncgreenpower.org. Act now. The application period ends February 28th. Apply at ncgreenpower.org. If you or someone you know has been the victim of a crime, the North Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Victim Services is here to provide support. The office provides a range of confidential services to help you defend yourself, receive compensation for damages incurred, protect yourself,
She's so domain. Don't need no champagne. Avalanche have run their team record point streak to 19 games after a 4-0 win over the Dallas Stars. Colorado improving to 17-0-2 during that stretch. Elsewhere on the ice, the Penguins pick up their 3rd straight win by downing the Devils 4-2. The Senators had dropped 10 straight to the Capitals before Sunday's 4-1 win in Washington. And Jeff Skinner, the former Carolina Hurricane, notched his first 4-goal game as the Sabres down the Canadiens 5-3 to end a 3-game skid. Top 25 men's basketball last night. Number 3 Purdue blocked Maryland in the final seconds for a 62-61 victory. 13th ranked Illinois built a sizable lead before fending off Northwestern 73-66. And number 24 Connecticut rallied past St. John's 63-60. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
At Pool Automotive, being local and family-owned isn't just a title. It's the lifeblood of our business. The moment you walk into our Aberdeen showroom, you'll be treated like family. You see, we believe that all our guests deserve quality, reliable used vehicles, and we have the inventory and finance options to make it happen. When you buy a new vehicle, the second you drive it off the lot, it's already depreciated by thousands. Before you throw that money away, come to Pool Automotive and check out our huge selection of premium vehicles. We have high-quality, off-lease vehicles, most of which are one-owner cars with low mileage and remaining factory warranties. Something else we do to save you even more? We don't charge documentation fees. Yep, you heard us right. No doc fees here. Come in today. 500 South Sandhills Boulevard in Aberdeen, or call 910-637-0057 and experience the Pool Advantage.
War Dogs Army Surplus is Moore County's largest selection of Army surplus. They buy, sell, and trade Army surplus, and they'll match any legitimate offer from competitors with a price match guarantee. They'll match and beat any competitor's price by 10%. With the largest selection of vintage and modern gear and collectibles, War Dogs has everything you're looking for. Open Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. 675 Southwest Broad Street in Southern Pines, or call 910-920-7749. That's 910-920-7749. War Dogs, We offer more and sell for less.
This is more than just innovation. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile at Keys Appliance Center in downtown Aberdeen. This is no spills autofill for hands-free fill-ups from your fridge. This is no preheat air fry right in your oven for food that's crispy without the oil. This is an in-oven cook cam so you can check on your food from your phone. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile. Upgrade today with your local appliance experts at Keys Appliance Center, located at 104 East Main Street, downtown Aberdeen. Call us at 910-944-8887 or shop online at keysappliance.com.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. Always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Let me tell you a very moving story about what a big Hollywood star is willing to do for his beliefs. I might mispronounce this, but not on purpose. Mark Ruffalo has decided he wants to get behind the illegal immigration protest. What a great cause. Illegal, well, anything illegal, actually. Name me a country that allows you to enter illegally. Name one, not including the U.S. Anyway, here's the sacrifice this millionaire star is making. He pledged to stand with thousands of immigrants to not go to work or school or shop on Valentine's Day. You, sir, are amazing. You and your millions of dollars, and you're not going to work or shop or go to school. Wow, what a sacrifice these leftists are willing to make. Do you remember the TV show Diving with the Stars? They had an over-the-hill, out-of-shape comedian in the competition. He could barely climb out of the pool. Over his last dive, he tearfully announced, "This one is for the troops." For the troops? Is that all you got? You eat jelly donuts all day while the troops are getting dismembered and killed, and you do a pathetic dive and yell, "This is for the troops." Oh yeah, troops had a great day that day because of your dive. Leftists are good at this kind of thing, but true sacrifice, not so much. Happy Valentine's Day, Maureen, and everybody from the Zumwalt Zone.
High temperatures will head into the lower 40s and the mid-50s for today. We just have to get past some of that early fog and frost that's out there. As we head into tonight, it's going to be another mostly clear one. This time not as cold as it was last night. We'll fall into the mid-20s with high temperatures tomorrow on the milder side in the low to upper 50s. We are tracking the system that's going to roll through on Thursday. Highs will be very warm, but it could bring some gusty winds and rain. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
It's Valentine's Day.
Today we celebrate Saint Valentine.
Is it Valentine's Day?
Happy Valentine's Day!
What do you get me for Valentine's Day?
A dozen red roses and a box of fine Belgian chocolates.
Happy Valentine's Day! Happy Valentine's Day!
Happy Valentine's Day!
Love is in the air.
And I have so much love to give!
Happy Valentine's Day!
That's cute.
It's showtime.
My girl is banging, she's so low maintenance. Don't need no champagne, poppin' entertainment. Take her to Wendy's, can't keep her off me. She wanna dip me like them fries in her frosty. But every now and then when I get paid, I gotta spoil my baby with an upgrade. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake. Just some whipped cream on the top two. 2 straws, 1 check, girl, I got you. Bougie like Natty in the styrofoam. Squeak squeaking in the truck bed all the way home. Some Alabama jammer, she my Dixieland delight. That's how we do, fancy like. Fancy like. Fancy like. Fancy like. I don't need no Tesla to impress. My girl is happy, rolling on a vessel. Don't need no mansion to get romance. She's super fine, double wide, slow dancing. But every now and then when I get paid, I gotta spoil my baby with an upgrade. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got to Bourbon Street, stay with the...
Good morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel. Along with Colonel's off this few days this week. With John Zumwalt this morning. Good morning, John.
You see, he always liked the Colonel better than he liked me. I always knew it, and now here's proof. I'll do the best I can. Sorry the Colonel's not here, you guys, but I'm going to sit in and see if I can learn the ropes.
All right, don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you now at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Top middle of the home page is where the video link's located. If you go up to the right-hand corner of any of our web pages, you'll see an icon that says, on the air, listen live. Click it once and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. It's going to be on the cool side today, but we'll start a warming trend. We'll be up in the 70s by Thursday. So for today, sunny and 51 is the best we'll do. Then tonight, clear, cold, 25 for a low. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 56. Thursday, clear, down to the freezing mark we'll go. And then for Wednesday, partly cloudy, 62. Thursday, itty-bitty chance of some showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a high of 73. Thursday night, may see a thunderboomer thrown in there, low of 60. And for Friday, partly cloudy, high of 64. Wow. Mostly clear Friday night, 32. And Saturday and Sunday will be back in the upper 50s, low 60s. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, pressure 30-26, dew point 26, humidity 88%. It's sunny, 29 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:30, 30 past the hour on this Monday morning. Some things we need to know today so we do not sound... Well, first let me do some Twitter quotes. Give something for John to bounce off of here. Don't have many. All right. The Russian hoax was a lie from day one, manufactured by his political enemies, meaning Trump's, and every person involved with this un-American activity must be brought to justice. John Durham, the special prosecutor, who's hooked with his task, who was supposed to bring this out all in the spring of last year, then the summer, then the fall of 20, didn't, still haven't brought it all out, but he's getting there. He's saying that the whole thing was a hoax, manufactured and paid for by, most of it by the Clinton Foundation, thus Hillary Clinton. And then after the election in 2016, they were getting, they infiltrated the servers at the White House and started planning hoax stuff in there. It was just a nonstop silent coup d'etat going on in the background. And every one of them should be hauled off to the jail, put behind bars where they belong so that this kind of stuff stops, hopefully. What say you, John? Wait a minute. Here you go.
I say that probably the same thing that just about everyone listening is saying, because this is a conservative station. The only liberals that listen to us, the only left-wing liberals, are the people who are making notes on their whatever they make notes on and trying to find one wrong word we say so that they can attack us. But I think most people know. They have known. They've known since it started this whole thing was not only a hoax, but a ridiculous hoax. All of it from start to finish was just terrible. And I'll tell you, Steve, you know what I would like to make this local again. We have had, can you imagine how difficult it must have been to just get the truth, the facts out? Because, we're in the middle of trying to get the truth out about our schools, about the things that really happen. I've kind of quit worrying about the old legacy school board. I've decided the only thing we can do is just get them voted off. But the new ones, the only way we can get them voted off is just to point out the truth. Well, even that's become almost impossible because we cannot stop these cover-ups. Parents call and nothing's done. So if you'll let me take a second, I want to point out to everyone that don't forget tonight, be at the school board, and that's at 5722 Highway 15. As Steve pointed out earlier, it's right across the street from Cooper Ford. Very easy place to find. Just show up. There will not be a rally. I think we've talked about a rally. There will not be a rally. Rather, the crowd being there will be an indication of how much that we care about this thing. And the more people that are there, the more your voice will be heard. If you want to speak, and you don't have to, but if you want to speak, and I hope you will, you sign up at 5:45. The meeting will start at 6:30. It's going to be cold. Bring lots of clothes, lots of layers of clothes. You can always get in your car, truck to warm up if they make you stand outside, which they probably will.
You're allowed 3 minutes to speak, I believe.
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
They may have changed it to 2, but whatever they did, just be prepared. And we always try to be kind and considerate. We never want to cause a problem. We never want to push or shove or even speak disrespectfully, no matter what. And so I hope to see you there. 5:45 to speak, 6:30 to attend the meeting, and there'll be no rally as such, except that your bodies showing up and grouped together will let people know that we're serious about this. And if no one shows up, then we've spoken. We don't care, and the school board will see that. The three guys on the board need help, and we got to show up and give it to them.
All right. The only other comments I had from Twitter this morning was finally all about the Durham investigation. Finally, the walls are closing in on the Clinton campaign. Get the popcorn ready. And Democrats got caught spying, first on candidate Trump and then when he was president in the White House itself. All right, some other things we need to know today so we don't sound stupid. On the eve of the Super Bowl, Snoop Dogg was sued by a former backup dancer who alleges she was the victim of sex trafficking and sexual assault by the rapper and one of his associates. The ratings for this year's Winter Olympics are headed to an all-time record low. You been watching any of the Olympics?
No, I haven't. I'm not going to watch them because they're in China, and you cannot expect to have fair games from the crookedest nation on earth, and a nation that treats them terribly and human rights violations, and people are not allowed to say what they want, and there's no expectation from anyone anywhere that thinks that our wonderful athletes who have trained all their lives are going to get a fair shake. No, I haven't watched them. I won't do I won't do anything at all ever to support China.
Well, I guess that bore true when I was watching a race, speed skating race, and the time of the guy that came in last place was lower than the guy that came in first. I said, something's up.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tip-off. I could have been a contender.
Seattle had a great plan back in 2018 to slap soda tax on all sugary carbonated beverages. They've already done that in North Carolina. It slowed the sales of those beverages but increased beer sales.
Oh, my.
Yeah, North Carolina's been doing it quite a while. The soft drink tax. In fact, those bottles of water on the shelf, just water, and got a hint of flavor, like grape or lime or whatever you like. It's just got a hint of the flavor, but it's all water. And they charge you with the soft drink tax.
You know what? I've got no room to talk about anyone buying those drinks. I just bought a bottle of water on the way up here because I needed a bottle of water. I had to have it right then, couldn't wait. And it was at the little store I went into. I think it was $1, whatever it was, 29. That was for a bottle of water. A bottle of water that, like, I used to drink out of a hose. Now, they say it's been purified. It's you know what? There's probably some fellow out in back of his house filling this thing up out of the faucet, handing it to his wife and tightening the lid. That's way more than gasoline costs. And I bought it. So, you know, if there's a supply and demand, I'm all about it. And if I'm dumb enough to buy a bottle of water, well, they're smart enough to sell it to me. So, but I don't like anything to do with tax.
Remember when you were a kid and Evian came out and you thought to yourself, man, I would never buy water. They give it away at the restaurants. And now, can't live without it.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I drink, honestly, when I'm home, I drink water out of a glass, out of the sink, and it seems to be fine. I see nothing wrong with it. I know if you've got a lot of problems with your well, or maybe you have stinky water if you live in another place that doesn't have good water, like I'm blessed to have in the county here.
Or brown water like you get out of the Southern Pines tap.
Yeah. Well, I've got county water, and it seems to be fine to me unless there's something in it I don't know about.
Let's see. Queen Elizabeth II's health is being monitored since Prince Charles had contact with her shortly before testing positive for COVID. It's the second time he's tested positive. The country's largest Armed Forces Day parade in Torrance, California is being canceled for the third year in a row. First two cancellations were due to COVID, but this time it's budgetary concerns and pandemic-related staffing shortages in the police department is the reason given.
I guess they didn't have room for any more excuses down at the bottom of the page.
Probably not.
And don't you just love Queen Elizabeth? Listen, I probably, of all the people in Moore County, I probably know less about the monarchy than any person alive. But I love that woman because, you know, she's been the queen all these years, been through so much.
And she's protected us from Charles.
Yeah. And you know what?
Staying queen.
She has maintained, she is such a classy lady. I'm certain that if she came here and I saw her in Target shopping with her shopping cart, she would not speak to me. Okay, well, I think she's earned that right. That's why I stay out of Target. But she just seems to have been such a classy lady. We all know that she cannot last forever. I hope she lasts another 20 years, but we all know
that's probably not. I believe.
I know so God bless her. I wish the best to her, and I always say you never want to follow in the shoes of a winner. If you're going to be hired as a coach, take over from a loser. Whoever follows her is taking over from a winner. And if they can just show half the class that good lady has shown, they may have some chance for success. It's a good thing Andrew's nowhere near being in that line.
Truly. Let's see. Well, first will be Charles, and then Charles's oldest son, which is Prince William.
I meant Harry, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And Harry, a whole lot of people would have to die before Harry could get it.
Well, not as many as would have to die before I get it, so that's why I don't follow it.
Sad story out of Grants Pass, Oregon, where a guy was loading a gun to fight off a bear attack when it accidentally went off, shooting and killing his brother. He was so despondent he shot and killed himself. I would think when you're out in the wild, particularly in bear country, you don't wait till the bear starts attacking to load it. You keep it loaded and the safety on, but keep it at the ready.
Well, that's one
just
of those,
like bear spray.
Who did he shoot by accident?
His brother.
Yeah, that's one of those horrendous, awful, terrible things that just happen sometimes, and it's so awful. I don't even want to comment on it except to say I pray everyone will be careful with guns and know what they're doing. You shouldn't handle them unless you know what you're doing. You don't have to be a gunslinger, but just be safe.
Or take the gun safety course.
Yeah, do that.
Or carry concealed course. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, why not? There's going to be Maureen Kruger and I are giving a concealed carry class on Saturday, this coming Saturday. It'll start at 9 o'clock. It's $80 per person. I think a couple of people canceled. I'm not positive, but I think they did. And it's a great class. We're charging $80. You can get it cheaper other places. But I can honestly tell you, I don't think you're going to be able to get the expertise that Maureen offers when it comes to the law and when to carry and when not to carry, and put you in scenarios of when a person might think about shooting and when they might think about not shooting. It's always going to be, every single time, it's going to be a personal decision on your part. And we'll cover a lot of that, so I think you'll walk away really understanding when you can do these things, when you can carry, when you can't carry. We're going to give all the money. It's not much. It'll be every nickel we make off of it. We're going to give it to the American Legion. They so much deserve it. They're a great organization. They are running a little low on funds. So it'll be held at the Aberdeen American Legion near downtown Aberdeen. Very easy to Google and find. Saturday, 9 o'clock, $80. And if you will give Maureen a call or you know what, text me, 910-783-5264. And let me know, and we'll put you down if there's room. And I think there's a couple of folks who've just canceled. So look forward to seeing you there, and if not, maybe another time.
You know, I took the course under John, and you learn a lot that you didn't know. And there's another thing that I guess rises to the surface, and that is, like, we're not a stand-your-ground state. There's a difference in the law. And it gives a lot of good scenarios as to what could you do here. And sometimes firing a weapon is not legal. And you need to know the difference of when it is and when it isn't.
That's true, Steve. And also, we try to talk about, just because you may shoot someone, we really try to get you to think about, do you really want to shoot them? But I don't want to cause you not to shoot someone if it's going to save your life, but there's a lot to think about, something you'll have to live with, so you want to be sure you're right. So,
yeah.
All right,
well, that's coming up this Saturday. Let's see. Lebanon and Kuwait have banned showings of Death on the Nile because it stars an Israeli actress, Gal Gadot, a.k.a. Wonder Woman. In an interview with NBC's Lester Holt, President Biden called the news anchor a wise guy for pointing out that last summer Biden said high inflation would be temporary. Instead, it surged to a new 40-year high in January. He claims to know how things work. He doesn't even know the first economic fact, which is if you raise gas prices, everything will go up in price. Everything. Because everything depends on the price of petroleum products, including all the plastics that's in everything. All the gas, of course, all the cars, which are made a lot by plastic, and it just goes on, and all the trucks delivering your products. Everything goes up because of it. And how stupid can you be to add to that price?
Do you think there's any chance that President Biden might have been saying to him, he just messed it up, he might have been saying, well, thank you. You are a very wise guy. No chance, I guess.
No, but that's the way it should be taken.
Yeah.
All right, John, today's a possible question.
Let me have it. I got this one. Now, don't think Steve pre-planned this, because I'm going to get this one right. I got a feeling.
Back in 2011, Super Bowl 45 became the first game to go off without any of these. What are they?
Well, first I'd like to retract my last statement. 2011.
I'll give you a hint. This is an extension of a team.
You know what? I don't know. In fact, not only do I not know, I could sit here for 2 years and not know. I have no idea, none.
Cheerleaders. Neither the Green Bay Packers nor the Steelers had a squad. Both the Bengals and Rams brought theirs along yesterday.
They had no cheerleaders?
Back then, yeah, in 2011.
Well, let me ask you this, Steve, and you may not know. How do the football players then know to push them back way back? How do they know that?
I don't know. I guess they can see them dancing to the songs.
Well, that's a huge disability not to have them telling you when to do that or hold that line or something.
Yeah. They don't pay them much. I don't forgot what it was. They got a game like $100. It wasn't much. But they got them lined up out the door and up the street to try out for it.
Well, I think once you've held that position, you probably open up a lot of other doors. So,
perhaps.
Yeah. Put that on your resume.
5 in 6 Americans under the age of 18 have never used a postage stamp. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, it's a rare
5
thing.
out of 6?
I never use postage stamps. Not ever.
What do you use?
I use email or fax. I can't recall.
Well, when you got to send something through the mail, what do you use?
I can't remember. What would I send? Give me an example of what I would send, because I'm trying to think. I'm not trying to avoid the question.
Well, you can send a package that won't fit through the email. You got to use some kind of postage on it to get it there.
You know what? I stand corrected. I suppose I've taken packages to the post office. I thought you meant like a stamp, but you put a stamp on an envelope. So, of course, yeah, I take them to the post office.
Or if you bill something out, put it in the mail. That's what we do here.
Yeah. Well, I don't send anything out. Email. I'm just a big email guy.
That's fine. 5% of wedding guests say they never use the wedding registry to pick a gift, while over 40% say they always do.
See, he likes the colonel, but he never would have questioned the colonel over the stamp thing. Never. He wouldn't have said a word in here. It's not fair.
Well, I figured we're pretty similar in age, and
oh, I like that. The colonel's going to kill you.
I'm talking about you and me.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I heard a comedian say a year ago. She said, I hear people talk about the post office and how much they hate it, but she's like, I took this envelope into the post office and said, I've got about 50 cents. Can you take this to Alaska? Well, I thought that was, that sounds a little different then. But I don't know. How much does a stamp even cost now?
I think they're $55.
55? Okay.
I may be wrong. They keep steadily going up.
I happen to remember exactly how much an email costs.
Zip. But the problem with that is there are 99% of the emails are spam.
Yeah, you're right.
And they just literally take over your computer with the spam. I get so much spam. The server called me the other day, says, well, in the package you're under, you're running out of email space. I mean, you're kidding me. No. And so you had to buy another terabyte of space just for spam.
Well, you know how you can prevent that?
Because I get about 6,000 a day.
You know how to prevent that? I'll tell you. You can't. Nothing you can do about it.
I know.
I changed to a new email address. I thought, well, this will cut this out. Within no time, I was getting all kind of spam. Mm-hmm. You can kind of figure it out if you order something and then you put a little different name. Like if I put John as my middle initial D, instead of putting D, I put John B, then I know, okay, this all came from him. But there's nothing. In the end, there's nothing you can do about it. And everyone's about to text and say, you can register this address. You can do that, and it'll help some. But in the end, there's nothing you can do about it.
I wish you could build better filters that would carve out more. Because out of every 100 emails I get, I save about 0.1 of them.
Well, I'm about to look in my spam selection, what they've caught, and oh my goodness. There's a bunch of them, and I wouldn't even read these things. And let me tell you, lest you think that I'm going to sites on this phone that are getting it, no. There's my my computers are G-rated squeaky clean, so I'm glad they're catching these things. No, there's no...
I got 2,900 since midnight in one file, and then the other I got 1,800.
Well,
so it's just ridiculous. I mean, you can't even... It's the same thing with your phone. You get so much phony baloney calls, spoof numbers, and you go, golly, I can't even answer my phone.
I know. But some of them are important. Like I got one the other day. It was pretty important. It's going to sound like I'm trying to brag to everybody, and I'm not.
President writing you again for advice.
Yes. Well, actually, his son wrote me, and he said that...
he wanted to know if you had any crack.
I got an idea. Steve, you tell a joke. And President Biden had been looking over the list of people who had given money, and he noticed that my name wasn't on there. And so he wanted his son to write and tell me about it, and he did. You know, I don't have time to fool with it. I know the president's concerned, but... Or you know, we all get the one about your car's warranty that you haven't owned for 20 years is about to expire.
Yeah. I used to own an Escape 10 years ago, and I still get crap on that.
It's because you're so charming and delightful. People want to talk to you.
I've graduated to the Explorer. So, let's see here. 60% of women over 35 say telling them they look younger is the biggest compliment they can receive.
Well, first, though, here's the catch, and here's where they get you. First, you got to ask them, are you over 35? And if they are, then you give them a compliment.
Well, I know when I was out gathering signatures one time, when I came upon senior citizens, I would always address the lady as, young lady, can I bother you to get a signature here?
Well, here's my problem.
And they always look shocked that somebody called them young.
Yeah, well, you know, people my age often say the same thing. People don't see you, they don't look at you, they don't speak to you. I enjoy talking to everybody, including people my age. But it's hard for me, honestly, to judge age anymore. Everyone looks young to me. Everyone looks young to me. And it's just really hard for me to be a judge of age.
Well, men are happier than women in long-term relationships. And it seems that this is the reason why. What would you think?
Well, I know the answer to that. Now, even if it's not what it says there, men are happier in long-term relationships because women do all the work. They clean the commodes. I often tell people that when Mindy passed away, I discovered, and a lot of you men may not know this, but if you don't clean that toilet regularly, it will form a ring. And that's why men are happier, because women do all the work. We always like to think, oh, you know, I help out around the house, because we remember that 2 months ago we carried out the garbage.
Yeah.
But women do all the work. And I'm sorry, I'm not proud of that, but I do all the work now. So what's the answer there, Steve?
Cuddling.
Cuddling? Hang on just a minute. Cuddling?
Sounds like this thing was written backwards, but that's what it says.
I mean, yeah.
A recent survey says the average woman has kept her favorite article of clothing for how many years?
Ever?
12 and a half. Now, here's a little factoid for you. The Empire State Building cost nearly 1/3 less than budgeted. The original cost of the project was supposed to be $60 million, but it actually cost $41 million.
And they also said, I believe, if I remember this right, that if the Moore County school boards had built that thing, it would have been like in the hundreds and hundreds of billions.
It would have been at least 20% higher than it should be.
Yeah.
Same thing with that courthouse.
No joking.
I have told them how to knock 20% off of every school, and that's without changing a thing on the plans.
Let's talk about driving on the left side of the road.
You mean the left lane?
I mean the left lane.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get him wound up. Hey, can I tell you what I'm looking at?
The LLL Club, the Left Lane Lover Club.
Steve, I'm looking at online here a picture used by the Satanic Temple. And the reason I'm doing that, I know we don't have a lot of time, but there are more
About 30 seconds.
More and more satanic clubs springing up all over the United States in schools. Google it, look at it. It's a picture of a man with the head of a goat and 2 children looking up at him admiringly. And Google it. please Google it and see that it's coming in schools. It's the kind of thing we're fighting.
Goat looks eerily like Joe Biden.
And by the way,
Hunter Biden.
We haven't seen that here. I'm not accusing our schools of that. We have not seen that. Let me add one word.
Give them time.
Yet.
All right, John, thanks so much. And for the rest of you, so it goes for this Monday. Have yourself a great, safe day. John and I will be back again on Tuesday for a titillating Tuesday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses around here because they are the true backbone of the economy here. When you give them first crack at your spending dollars, your money stays here, rolls over, and creates jobs. When you head off to the Mega Mart, well, your money's out of here. It's in China, Sri Lanka, and every other, the Philippines, you name it. So support local. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their families' sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the dog. We'll all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Sunny Dog Park.